56 Fahrenheit inside, or 13.8 inside the tiny house. This is pretty cold, but I just get in here, guys. I got a bunch of stuff to show you, and we got something going on over here on the lithium battery. Battery OVD, overvolt disconnect. What the hell? Okay. Shut the solar off. Overvolt disconnect. It shouldn't have tripped on an overvolt disconnect though. It's sitting at 13.3. So how do I... Okay. Let me turn some loads on. Okay, the loads are working, but it says it tripped on the overvolt disconnect. But why? I haven't been here forever and the settings should have not changed. Overvolt battery state, overvolt disconnect, 98%. Okay, let's go to the parameters because I didn't change anything. User 100 volt. Overvolt disconnect. What the hell? Overvolt reconnect at 12.5. So it looks like I gotta run it for a little bit. Huh. Interesting. Don't know what's going on there, but I'm gonna run the battery down so it reconnects apparently. We'll figure that out. I guess we will. So, not the most pleasant arrival at the off-grid tiny house, but we'll get back into it shortly. Oh wow. Caught a bunch more water, guys. So we're gonna pump that back up into here because that's what you gotta do. I'll show you the full-on demonstration of that. So basically what I do is I open up this valve and then I turn on my pump, which I have to kill this light because it takes a lot of amps out of the battery. And oh, it's running just fine. Should be okay. So that's gonna take that water, pump it up to the top, and we're good to go. Now, so it looks like I caught some water while I was away. I have a lot of stuff to catch you guys up on, as well as me. The tiny house is automated, so it gets to collect rainwater, which is wonderful. Totally automated without me being here. And gotta love it. But I'll get back to you guys in a bit. Tons to catch up on. Update on my brother. Update on my other relative that had cancer, that has cancer in the US. And I gave him the kit and all that stuff. Oh. I had to shut that light off for a second. We dropped down in voltage to 12. So hopefully all is good. But I'll get back to you guys in a bit once this is all done and give you the updates. Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Got the door open because I started a fire and got smoked out. So, overvolt disconnect on the battery. Warning. I'm guessing while I was away, the safety feature kicked in and protected the battery. Cool. I didn't have to do anything. I turned on my loads. I shut off the solar, turned on my loads, and as soon as I drop down to 12.2 or so, then we will be good. So we're sitting at 13 right now over on the entertainment setup. I will probably run the TV just to drain it down as quickly as possible. Basically what I want to do is the overvolt disconnect, it hit like 14.7 volts on the battery. So it stopped that, and then the battery didn't take a charge for quite a bit. So, but even though the battery didn't take any solar power, I didn't have any loads on it except for the MPPT charge controller, which everybody should know that that is the only load, the monitoring, safety controlling device on your battery that there should be a load on. That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, blah blah blah. Anyways, that's the only load that was on the battery. So basically what happened is it wasn't allowing any more solar in, which was a good thing, and I didn't have any loads, so it was just slowly draining it down. It didn't do much though. It was only at 13.3 or something, whatever you guys saw in the video there on that segment. Yeah, good. Fire is going. I'll show you that quickly. Just, you can barely see it. All I did, what I like to do when the season starts, I throw in wood pellets. Couple scoops of just wood pellets and my little fire starting cotton round lighter things, and light that up. And what that does, and I put everything on full oxygen, so it kind of preps my chimney. Any possible junk in there, creosote, will burn off. It'll burn hot, nice and clean, nice and hot, and go from there. Water level, I'll show you that. The pump, finished pumping water. Now, here's the issue. Winter is coming. Water is sitting about here. Thank God I have the pump on an angle, so most of the water drains in below the pump in this section, which was kind of smart on my behalf. I'm up to this point on the, turn some lights on actually, this point on the IBC tote, and if we look over here on the little chart that comes stamped on the IBC tote, I believe if I look at the top, gallons is on the left, liters is on the right. 250 gallons, what's the max on this thing? I can't even read that. 250, so it's almost like a 300 gallon tank, I'm guessing, because if that's the 250 mark, at the very top will be 3, right? But the water level is, ta-da, almost at 150 gallons, which is sweet. Now the incoming water, I did not put any bleach in it, but I'm pretty sure that I have enough bleach mixed into the amount that was in there that would cover that. Now, winterizing this setup is going to be something. First, I got to clean my inline DIY catchment filter, particle filter, and then to winterize it, I got to open up the first flush setup, and I want to remove the ball that's in there, possibly the filter too, probably not, leave the filter in, and I'll put a large bypass rubber in there, because wintertime I don't want to be collecting any water in the tiny house because it will freeze. Why do I do not want to do that this winter? I'm not in here full time. If I was, and it was a certain temperature all the time, absolutely, I would catch water year round. However, that's not the case this year, guys. I haven't made it there quite yet. We're getting awfully close, though, thanks to you guys, especially my Patreon members who are funding this expedition to get me off the grid. So, give you some updates. The wind turbine, haven't touched this, so we're gonna check what the voltage is by flipping a switch down here, and I'm just using this as a little voltmeter. So the battery's sitting at 12.7. Happy with it. Has 0 loads on it because I'm able to shut off this PWM charge controller via this switch. So turbine is just controlling this battery. What you just saw me do is this battery alone. There's two batteries here that are parallel together. So it's a 12 volt battery that's 44 amp hours basically. Here's my one of my original batteries of the off-grid tiny house, which is being powered by the MPPT charge controller up here. Really good charge controllers. I like them. They're for the price, they're really good. And here's the settings for that. So other than that, I have a lot to give you updates on, so I'm gonna go shoot that video right now, guys.